So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at this FMC flight management computer. Now it runs using these what we call line select keys. Left one, left two, right one, right two.
Yeah.
Anytime we put information in, it goes in this bottom bit here, which is called the scratch pad. And then you'll move it from the scratch pad to the line you want to put it into.
Right.
So basically, it's a bit of an old-fashioned system, but you know, the aircraft was built back in 1980 something, so we'll let them off. So I'll get you to do first things first is press the left side one for FMC flight management computer, and it's going to tell us all the information we need to know. And then go to position initialization, so that's pausing it.
Hold on, sorry. That's one,
Yep. And as you can see, it's asking for reference airport, but if you just go into, you can see we've got whatever you can select, I can also select, but I can take it one page away.
Right.
So we are absolutely, next thing we can do is go straight onto RTE for route. And where we're starting, I'm going to give you these letters. The keyboard is not QWERTY, it's in alphabetical order. Which is easy when you look at it now, but see when I ask you to go and look for a letter, you're going to think your brain's gone mad and you're not going to be able to see it. I promise you, it's what happens, it blows people's mind out. So get you to put in Victor, Romeo, Mike, VRMM. That's it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it from the scratch pad that you put it into, up to the origin.
You drag it up?
No, just press the line select key. Yep, just press the line select one. And it just takes it off. And then we need to tell where we're going, and we're going to Victor, Romeo, Mike, Golf. Cool, and then just pop that into the right one. So that's where we're starting, that's where we're going.
Start, finish, yeah.
Yep. And what we would do is we'd look to see if we'd had any arrivals or departures, and it looks like for this one we actually don't. So what we need to do is go to departure arrival, so it's depth off, and then departure for VRMM, and we're going to look for the one it is Alpha Tango India Sierra 2 Charlie. Sorry. You see that we can't see it just yet, so
It's just one.
nope. Sorry. Let's just go to the next page.
Next page.
There it is. It is 2 Charlie. That's it, you can just select it now, where's that one? Lovely, and then go to route. Now you can't see any difference here, so to go to the next page. And that's basically that's our route now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the set waypoint and the airway to get there, so the turning point and the actual highway in the sky to get there. Again, it's a lot of words, I'm really sorry.
That's alright.
It's good for the live stream though. So, okay, to put in is Alpha Tango, India Sierra Alpha. Sierra S, yep. Alpha. I'm going to put that in. Sorry. Just check it. 3, 6, 8 to Charlie. That should work. Yep. There we go. Suddenly got. That's problem. That's fine. What we need to do then is put in Romeo 329. That's going to go into left one. Sorry, left two. Yep.
Is that just like a waypoint then?
That's actually the airway, and that's your turning point.
Yeah.
So whenever you see those boxes, we have to put some information into there.
Right.
Otherwise, the FMC, the flight management computer, has a logic block. It can go past it.
Yeah.
So what I get to do is I get to put in the next point, which
Click
is
on this one up here, right to you.
yeah. So the first thing to type it in is Golf Alpha November, and then put that into the boxes. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then we're going direct to the runway 2 in VRMG. So if you go into departure arrival again, and then we're going to arrive in VRMG.
Stick this here.
Yep. And we're going to have, if you go to the next page, RNAV 28.
What's this right?
So we'll do
RNAV 28.
Yeah, RNAV 28. And then go back to route. And then next page, you see we've got a little bit of a discontinuity, but that's fine just now. So you can click on legs. Effectively, this is giving you all the information we'd have to do to fly to get to this. So just going to join that up. And I get to activate it. And execute it. And that suddenly, you see this purple thing, purple line to follow, and that gives you your flight plan. All the way by the plan. And then you can see that we've got our
zooming in, is it?
you can range it, and you can see that it goes all the way, and it gives you your first turn point into the arrival. I'm just going to go back and click back to map mode. That's it. And there you go. I'm going to zoom in a bit because otherwise I've got nonsense. There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool, we're going to carry on now. So if you click on route data. So now we're on to initial reference. So what we're now going to look for is we need to put in all the information about how heavy the aircraft is and what we're expected to cruise at. So if you click on the left one, that's just like we're max all the way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to double check that I put all the fuel in the wings, because otherwise a 50-ton glider, you know, things will get very exciting. Reserves for today, I want you to put in 1.0. So 1 points there. Yep, and then into reserves. And the cost index is 37. So again, you just need to put the 37 and put it into cost index. And then it's asking us for flight level 410. Cool. And then just yeah, now that's giving us our first thing that we can put in on information. So I want you to wind this up to 41,000 feet. So you're just going to keep going all the way until you get to 41,000. So if you do that, keep rolling.
And that's altitude,
yeah. So here, yeah, altitude. You're going like a rocket. Cool. And I'll ask you to do with the auto pressurization up here. So keep turning this one up to 41,000. This is the so the masks don't drop, and there's the pressure difference. Basically just to keep the noise down, because the noise of all the people screaming in the back, you know, it's distracting. And then I get you to execute it now. And then to go to M1 limits. Now we're not doing a D-rated takeoff, so you can just press takeoff again. And then flaps 5. So just yep. And that's going to give us our speeds now, which we can use for takeoff. So all you're going to do to confirm them is you just simply press the line select key next to each one. So 1, 2, 3. And what will happen is you'll see that we've got a reference speed that just appears up there. So that's telling us, so it now knows what we're doing, what we're taking off, and where we're going. Yeah. Smart wee system, that's. And the good news is we're nearly ready to go. Again, it's so many words on this bit for not very much.
Well, you've got
but this is exactly what we do in the real aircraft.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
How long have you been flying planes?
16 years now. Yeah. Right. Luckily I started when I was 12. So you can't see how bad and how grey the beard is in this lighting and underneath the mask, so that's what I'm going to stick to if anyone asks. But yeah, no, so I've been flying for a wee while now. Been at Logan Air now. 4 years now.
Right. How long have you been doing this then?
This I've actually only started just during lockdown.
Right.
This was Chris's first lockdown project. He built this in about 8 months.
Oh.
Yeah. So he got all his work done. I hadn't even finished painting the living room until last week, so you know, some folk are just more motivated than others.
Yeah.
So like I say, we're just about ready to go. So the only thing we need to do now is set up our MCP, and normally we do this on the taxi, but we're starting on the runway, so what we're going to do instead is just basically run through it quickly. So I'm going to ask you to flick some switches, and I'll explain what they are as we do it.
Yeah.
So if you bring up this toggle switch for the flight director, so it's that one there, and also this one for the auto throttle, just to arm it. I'm going to bring up my flight director. Now then, Stacey, the disembodied voice will shout us and don't have the flaps down, so what we get to do is lift the flaps up and take it just to flaps one, so just straight up and then back. Now you'll feel there's a little gate there, so you're going to come back past the gate, and then up, and then take it all the way to 5. And that's just, in a fit of panic, if there was an engine failure, you wouldn't go bang all the way to flaps and go dump all the lift in the aircraft and sitting down. Or you would go all the way back down to flaps 4 and again drop effectively a massive air brake
Yeah.
Slam it in. Again, it's just to save our embarrassment to do something like that, because it would be embarrassing. Expensive and embarrassing, the two things you want to avoid.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is switch on some lights. So the first one is we bring on the landing lights and the takeoff lights. They effectively work as a call and response. So it would be clear for takeoff, enter the runway, clear for takeoff, and you put them on. I'm going to bring on the seatbelts. So everyone in the back, that's it, yeah, click it on. You can hear them all doing that.
Yeah.
If I open the door, yep, no wrong way. You hear them all making noise. That's it, we've got everything here, so many toys that I can play with it. The next thing we're also going to do is we're also going to bring on our vertical navigation and our lateral navigation. So this is going to give us, when we take off from the flight directors, it's going to give us basically a purple cross to follow.
Yeah.
Which will be on your, you just keep that nose in the middle. You're not going to take off on instruments. You don't know how much you have to pull and move this control column. You've never done it before. So the idea is you're going to do the first one, look at outside, look at ahead. It's going to bring the nose up till it comes above the horizon, and then you're going to have to check and hold it there. Because then I'll be taking the gear up, I'll be taking the flaps up, and the nose will want to move. Then we'll bring you onto it in gear.
Right.
And then we're nearly done. Thank you for being with me throughout the whole thing. So 2 more things to do. One is obviously,
Checking the thermals.
that's it, we've got the, that's it, you can reach, that's it, so that's, remember 2 together, that's our brakes.
Yeah.
And then if you gently press forward with your left foot,
I might move there.
that's park brake. We may start to roll, that's fine. And then, sorry, and then using your heels, so keep your feet as high up, and then you can feel that's the movement of the rudder pedal for steering. Cool.
Alright, yeah, perfect.
Control column again, we're just checking that we can move it.
Yeah.
And finally, we've got the throttles. So what we're going to do is you're gently going to advance the throttles. You can see a little green leading line from here. Push it up to 4. Both throttles together. So just watch the leading line. That's it. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go. Look ahead. And then take your hands up, just press that button there. And then that's the other throttle taking us through. Sound like an American. And when I say V1, just raise that nose up again.
V1 rotate.
Okay, raise that nose up now.
Positive.
Well done. Okay, now we need to push forward gently. That's it, otherwise it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. So that's, keep pushing forward, keep pushing forward.
1,000.
Well done, keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward all the way. And then you can see that we're going slightly left now, that's fine, hold it there. And then wait till you start bringing this nice and straight. That's it, so we're left a little bit more. That's it. And it's going to change again, and the nose is going to want to move, so I'll move the flaps.
And forward a wee bit.
Yep. Perfect. Flaps again, so the nose is going to want to move. Leave your shoulder. Brilliant, Mark. Harry Potter stick.
Yeah.
So if you look now, you come in here for a minute. So you want to get the nose to the middle of that cross. So you need to go slightly up and slightly left. That's it. You need to push forward to stop the nose from keep rising. And then keep that left turn coming on. That's it. Now you have a chance to really roll in. Give it the top gun turn. That's it, keep going. And that's fine. And then in the middle.
Got to throw it right over there.
That's fine. No, you can still see where's that purple cross? It's below us again. And to the left. So as you go. Check that nose forward. That's it. And then watch me. As soon as you make any big movement, that's perfect. You don't want to catch up here. That's it. And basically from now until we get right, there's no real, it's Maldives, it's the island, there's not really much to focus on, so I'm going to get you to stay just on these instruments just now. That's it. won't believe us, but we've already just passed 8,000 feet. Climbing all that time. That's how quickly it happens when you've got all the thrust at your disposal. I'm doing some wizard behind the curtain stuff for that. Effectively, all I'm doing now is when we take the landing gear up, we then want to lock it in place. So you just come right back. Okay, it's through 10,000 feet. The moment. I'm just leaving you to struggle, Mark, because you're doing brilliantly. I don't actually have much to tell you apart from, yeah, you can just see how that...
Yeah, just trying to keep that in line, huh?
That's it. Nice to have somebody on board to say that first.
No, I should say that myself, shouldn't I?
I said, oh no, we've also got pre-recorded captain speaking notices, because the last thing you want to do is... So one of the things you'll also see up here in the cockpit is it basically flies clean and dark, which means if there's a light on, it's usually an intention getter, or it's a green light and we put it on because we want to see it. So at the moment, at the very bottom, we have an intention getter here. So yours and mine. And that's just telling us to move off of the local QNH to the standard flight levels. And all we do is press just enter, yep. That's it, that's good for the goose. Good for the gander, that's also good. Right, and we're through 15,000 feet, so we can switch the seatbelts off, we can let them run around. That's it. Keep the smoke on there. Some guys like, what, we can do that now.
Get a fag myself.
What, we're allowed to do that again? Yeah, no. So that's just the seatbelt lights come off. And also we can switch off the rolling lights and the tape lights. And then if you have a look again, because you've done anything the aircraft's wanting to move.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Where's that purple cross pointing?
As you go.
It's actually up there and there we go. The other throttle's going to kick in as well. It's just because that's it. It's just because we've got off schedule to sound. It's just because you actually were pushing the nose down.
Yeah.
It was
As you
thinking,
go.
it was thinking you were going where? That's it. And if you just gently lower that nose back down, because we're rocketing towards the moon. Just there. Okay, it'll come back in. Speed will build. And the aircraft will keep climbing. That's it, just back a wee touch. That's it. And hold down. It's quite complicated this flight.
Yeah.
You've got a few things to watch at the same time.
Yeah.
Would be really handy. It's just leveling off here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to force it to go on.
That's very sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is just about finished the departure.
Well, we're going all the way up to 41,000.
Yep. What I might do is we might actually just level off at 25 because it seems to be liking it better. There you go. And then I'm going to make it really easy for you. Should we let the airplane do the flying straight lines?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. Relax all the pressure. We try and get it sort of roughly across just to give it, because it's not a pilot, it's not magic. That's it. And then you want to press Command A. dash here on the aircraft.
Yeah.
And then it should do it now. Oop. Don't show me up aircraft anymore. There you go. Sometimes a bit sensitive on the connection. And there we are, the aircraft is flying it. Let's correct back to that purple line. And we can sit here and monitor. The auto throttle's going to do its thing. I might go on to the left. You can actually see the auto throttle is slowing us down. Well, it's keeping the throttle going at the same speed.
Did it?
No, so I'll change it. It's because I've told it.
Yeah.
So obviously the altitude's wrong and this is wrong. So what we can do is wind this down now. So if you wind that down 25,000, yeah. There we go. Stop on the railway. Yep.
You get some Top Gun music in here.
Ah, certainly we can bump it up. So you can sing it yourself if you want.
Put on my phone. It works, yeah?
So at this point, the aircraft's just leveling off. It's coming in nicely. You can see. I'm going to zoom yours out just slightly. It says turning it the wrong way initially. That's always a good sign. So we're just trying to level off that green banana there. That's effectively where it's saying, right, that's where we'll be at the top. It's just climbing slowly. I'm just giving it 1,500 foot minute climb. It's just going nice and slowly to give us all the time before it wants us to start descending. 244 miles later. At that point, increase the speed because straight lines is of course where you go bing bong coffee please.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
Just going to the speed's going to increase now. What you will see is just ahead of us is a wee something.
Fails to go.
Thank you. So this is a wee something that you won't notice in the real aircraft. We've got ahead of our own wake because I've just put it onto warp speed.
Yeah.
So you may find the aircraft starts to oscillate like that. If it did, just like real life, all we would do is we'd bring on the seatbelts and tell everyone to strap themselves
Yeah.
in, just for the turbulence.
Put your seatbelts on.
Ah, they're fine just now. It's not too bumpy, looks flying nice, it's right.
She'll take it.
You'll let us know.
Yeah. Interesting. Jump in.
Yeah,
Hello
that's
again
it.
from the flight deck, your
So that's
captain
the,
speaking. We've just reached our cruise altitude and the seatbelt sign is now off. Feel free to move around the cabin, but we do ask if you are in your seat that you do keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Otherwise, invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy the flight.
That's the aircraft now flying along, happy. But we've got a couple of other things we've got to do for management. Because right now, if the autopilot if we get struck by lightning,
Yeah.
unlikely I know because there's no cloud in the sky. But what would happen is the autopilot would default back to basic mode and literally follow the heading bug and the altitude. The altitude's fine, it's locked where we want it to be. But the heading bug, we're currently tracking 183 and that's pointing 127, which is over there somewhere.
Yeah.
So if we were to get struck by lightning, they would shoot us off.
Yeah.
So I need to turn that around.
Where we
This is,
going?
yep, this is going to be your job to match it up to your track. So round to 187. Keep going. Ah, and you can see it's literally going to change on you all the time. But that's fine. It's exactly what you would do as pilot flying. We're trying to split the cockpit into two different jobs.
Yeah.
So you're pilot flying, pilot monitoring.
Yeah.
And pilot flying, you're doing that. Pilot monitoring's on the radio,
Watch,
setting up
Yeah.
navigate. And we're going to have a look at that in just a second. Might get a little bit bumpy, so I'm just going to increase that speed just a smidge. So I'm going to go into initial reference, and that's going to give us, press initial reference at the top. So what we want to do is confirm the speed that we're going to be landing at. And that's going to be a flaps 30, so double press. And again. Yep. And what you see is all the way down the bottom. Now we've got a reference speed for that.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to the point of putting in speeds, we're going to put it in up here. We don't have to do that yet. The aircraft is taking care of the speeds at the moment. But what this means is we're actually going to put 5 knots onto it, and that's just a safety buffer for getting speed. So when it does come to it, I'll ask you to put it in flat. It's just for speed 135. It's the problem with jumping between the ATR and the 737 Osprey. He's going to cheat. So what we're going to do now is just like in the real aircraft. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the plates for landing. Now we know the runway we're landing on 28, so we get open the charts. And it's going to look for the approach for runway 28. So what it's effectively asking us to do is fly this down, 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 and then land. And if we have to go around, we're going to make a left-hand turn out.
Yeah.
But that means we're going to need some navies to tune up, because otherwise we're not going to know what we're looking at. So for that, we're going to need to go on the GAN, which is 13.4. I'm going to put this on down here, so I'm going to do mine. So as you can see, the big knob moves the megahertz, and the small one moves the kilohertz. Put in 13.4. So we can get in the big one, yeah, turn it. And then the little one to go to 0.4. And then we need to. Superb. And then I'm going to pop it in the active just by transferring it across. Okay. Then we're going to need to put in our final approach course, which is on these ones. And that is, if you can read it, 281. And if you go to the right, numbers always get bigger. If you go to the left, numbers always get smaller. But it is a compass rose, so you can cheat and go left and go through the 360. 281. Lovely. So it's really nice of Chris to give me the first one that's a view on approach rather than a nice ILS. Because an ILS means you just sit up and the aircraft will fly it down nicely and it'll do all the hard work for you. For us, not so much. We're going to have to fly it ourselves. It's just terrible. I know. I can't believe he's making us do all this hard work. Right. So I'm just going to hide this here. So you can see, just because we're zipping along at warp factor 1,000,000, the aircraft, the elevator is just going. It's having a hard time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you were sitting in the back like this, there's
What speed are you doing just now?
So we're doing 288 knots.
Yeah.
Times 3. Because we're going at 3 times the speed.
Yeah.
Now one of the good things is with this aircraft's like out of range, you can see at the top of the descent coming up. So if I'll slow it down just so we can talk to you without having a rush. So what comes top of descent, we need to unlock the APA to the next level we can go down to. And that is 1,600 or above. So we can wind that now all the way down to 1,600. Now obviously we wouldn't wind this down because the pressure would trip, we'd get the alarm, say officers will descend. They won't really keep pointing to this like there's something back here. It helps my brain to remember why we're doing this. Good. So that's the next thing we can do. In fact, let's be clever. Let's go parks arrival again. That part, yeah. Okay, go to the arrival. Oh, wrong one. It's okay. Yeah, just departure arrival again. And then arrival. Yeah. So you got the next. I clicked on the wrong one. That's what done. Sorry.
That's alright.
So what we could do, yeah, we could do the VDM talking to myself here. What I was thinking is we could just set it up for the MUR approach, but we may just have to do is make an extended centre line, come on and relax and give ourselves time to set up. We've got loads of time, that's the thing. Travelling at ridiculous speeds again. So, was this a birthday present, Christmas present? You've done well present?
What was it?
It was a Christmas present.
I mean, it was that long
Get-
since you broke it.
Get you out of the house present?
Yeah.
Basically what everything is these days.
Oh, I know.
Get peace for the kids.
That's the best. That's the best sort of present. Right, there. Departure, arrival. Nothing on set there, of course not. Trying to
That's
get
all that works, eh?
Yeah, trying to build myself an extended centre line here. I don't think I'm going to get it quite as good as I wanted to. But that's okay. Bang, 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 bang. That's just going to be such a jumble. What we'll do is we'll probably start the descent in just a second.
Yeah.
It's 3,000 feet above. And the aircraft might do it for us now. Yeah, it is. Lovely. I'll slow us down to 1, so we've got loads of time. Yeah, so sorry, what I was doing there is I was rebuilding the approach to try and give it some sort of normality, so it's going to bring us to the aircraft. It's going to turn us out, round, come back down again. Just gives us more time to set up. Gives us chance. I want to say see the scenery, but it is beautiful and it is wonderful and it looks exactly like the real thing. Unfortunately, when there's only a few islands dotted around, it's not really much more than the real thing you could do.
Yeah. I should have went for a city.
No, this is much more exciting.
I'd rather land in water if I had to.
How good's your swimming?
Good.
Ah, you're fine then.
She sucks.
That's okay, you can go at the back and get the life raft. We trust you implicitly, because that's all that.
How long did it take to build all this? 8 months?
Yeah, 8 months to build this. So it's basically what you can turn your garage into. You're sitting there, you're now sitting there thinking, I could probably do this.
No way.
Get some spray paint. Too hard for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of wiring in it, eh?
So a few things are 3D printed, but you know, a bit like the real aircraft. So this is just this had a little 3D printed little flag down the bottom, the red one. And of course, you try to tell people, look, there's like £10,000 force to required to lower the landing gear into the airflow. It takes £1 of force to go. Don't put it down. Because you don't have to move the wheels yourself. Gravity does that. And somebody still takes hold of it and goes, when we do that on the real thing, you're hurting it, stop.
Yeah.
But no, that's good, that's perfect. Okay, now, you won't have seen it, or you might be able to just catch it. We're just starting to slow down, and the aircraft is just starting to descend.
Yeah.
Now, the only problem is when I zoom out just enough, you can actually see that top of the descent is way, way, way past where we want it to be. So what we could do is we could slow the aircraft down, and all we need to do is arm the speed brake. So you just lift it up slightly and bring it all the way up just to flight attend. That's right. Just to hold that flight attend there. Now all that happens is you'll see that creep out, and then it'll come back in and tell us what to do. And if we still need to do that, what we can then do is take control of it ourselves and actually tell the aircraft, because we're currently doing 285 knots, it's saying we should be doing 230 knots.
Yeah.
You select the speed. Select the speed. And it'll come off. Do that. And then wind that down to 238, 230. Now, one of the issues with these, well, this is a logic gap that the aircraft has, because as it lowers the nose, obviously it starts to speed, must accelerate. But we want it to slow down, so we can't quite figure out where it adds power when it takes away power. So there's always a little bit of a disconnect to it.
Gaining speed from
That's
your
it. It's perfect because what you want to do when if there's an engine failure, you'd want it to give you power, speed, everything forward.
Yeah.
But when you're descending, the logic doesn't. It's still backed up to what you would do in an emergency.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Here's that green man. As I said, always comes back.
Yeah.
Well, look, it's before we need to be there on the ground. There's an awful lot of talking there just to cover the fact that.
How do I get out of my seat?
Just do that. That's it. Go the other way because you're now down 2.5 miles. Got it. Yeah, there.
Oh.
Back one. Go left 2 clicks. There you go. So that's a sort of 40 miles.
Yeah.
I'm out to 80, so I can see what's happening a little bit further ahead. The idea is just that we know what's coming up next.
Yeah. When we get to that then, is that when we've got to start turning?
Yep. So the idea is it's going to go overhead the airfield, go around to the right, and then come back round to 281. If it doesn't do that, we'll get overhead the field, you'll put it onto heading mode,
Wang it round.
wang it around to the right, and then we'll follow it.
On your man.
That's it. Could you set it up just so you have to do some flying on the autopilot? Who knows? It could be.
A crash landing here, like.
Not at all. Not at all, but I'm not going to help you much for the landing because it's assembly and that's the whole point of having it.
Yeah.
Go and I don't want to say bounce it because bounce is, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Here's a cracking bit again, this.
So if you did land it in the water, would you scream to that?
The aircraft was actually sit on top of the water and then you would feel it starting to sink in.
Yeah.
That's it. So if we kept the gear up and kept everything, kept the flaps up, speed brake away, you'd be able to sit and then eventually you sort of feel it bobbing and then So when we do the Sully approaches and all that, you do get that moment of going, well, we're on the water. It's great fun. It's really good fun. I can take my range out just to match yours. So we do have some islands. So the good news is navigation's worked.
Yeah.
And the hardest part of any sort of flying is always coming to land.
Yeah.
Because all takeoffs are optional, but all landings are mandatory.
Yeah. See how we get on there.
Yeah. What to do is we're coming to the 15,000 feet. You're going to bring on the seatbelts just to lock them all up. And again, that's it. Don't forget about them.
Put it on and land it.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign. We'd like to ask you to return to your seat and ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened. There should be no more further walking or standing in the cabin aisle, and the use of the toilet is no longer permitted. Thank you.
Lovely that. She's never once complained, which is good considering some of the cowboys we've had here. All these guys thinking they're Top Gun. The best of the best with others.
That'll be me.
That's it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring on the auto brake as well. So when we land, we're going to have an assistance from the computer to do that. So what we're going to do is bring the auto brake up to 2. That's it. That's it, armed, ready to go. So we are effectively now set up for the landing.
Yeah.
We've still got a wee while to go. But it's rather do it early than sort of be panicking going, oh!
Yeah, last minute. Clicking everything.
Last minute. So he's doing that as you're flaring and then.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm going to tell you about is the throttles. So obviously when we come into land, we need to bring them to 0. I'm actually going to do it for you. So I'll disconnect the auto throttle and I will close it. That's where we're going to land.
Yeah.
And all you're going to do is you're going to try and land on the main wheels first. So you're going to raise the nose.
Yeah.
And it's effectively, it's a 4-stage manoeuvre. So we're coming in, to try and get the aircraft level. Throttle closes, you raise the nose. And then we want the reverse thrust, we want the braking, everything's kicking in as huge.
I'll bring it down then.
Bring it down forward, and then put your hand to these two here, and you pull them straight up, and that's the reverse thrust.
Perfect.
So effectively, when we're coming into land, when I say reverse, just whack them up, and then look ahead, and I will give you a hand on the rudder pedals, so you can try and keep it on the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I say try and I say help. I didn't say we'll do it for you. So
Oh, you're alright. I'd rather have a go at it.
exactly. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
So next thing we've got our wee attention getters now telling us more stuff. So again, let's see, standard. So all you need to do is press the barrel exactly as you did last time. Boop. Yep. Now actually it doesn't matter because for today magically it's programmed on to be the same as the standard. In case we forget, because I have been known to chat the whole thing and have like the flaps halfway down or something like that because I'm too busy gassing. I'm not going to say I'm easily distracted. I'm quite happy to talk nonsense about flying. I'll do it forever. Right, you can bring that speed brake off now, so we can push that all the way forward. Because the aircraft is set up, it knows it's coming down. So, you'll see the green banana go up, but of course it'll come back down again. Which just happened. Just happened in the aircraft now. I was once sat as a passenger, hungover as anything after passing up. Actually, a flight check years ago, and I was sat next to a guy. And at the time, you had to, when you went to Gatwick to the CA house, you have to scan your bags. They stamp them to make sure they were, once they've been cleared. Yeah. So my backpack had like big CA approved sticker on it. I was sat next to a flight sim enthusiast, probably someone like Chris, but less cool. So he got it, and I was hungover to anything, and he started asking me questions about flying, and I was dying. I almost wanted just to say. So the poor guy, he's just genuinely interested. I did feel sorry for him in the end, but I was just like, didn't want to talk till they talk. And obviously they did that. They brought the speed brake on to start lowering the aircraft down so they could start. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the reverse thrust going on now. I sort of pinged up a what? Yeah, honestly, the poor wee hostess. I don't know. I think she might have been in her 60s, but she sort of came up to me like, "Is everything okay?" Yeah, thanks. I was half asleep and that scared me. So she must have taken one look at the bag and the sticker and thought, "Why is he doing? Why is he? Is this because he's not got his free coffee?" So I'm always nice to everyone. So yeah, the next thing we're going to talk about now is we come through 10,000 feet. Is you're going to bring on the runway turn off lights. Now remember, they work as a challenge as the call and response. So that's us on now to 10,000 feet. Yeah. When we're pointing at the runway going to land, we can bring on landing lights, boom, and that's us saying everything's done, everything's complete. Yep. Yeah. Just point down the runway. Now, you probably won't forget, that's fine. It's not going to affect us, but it's just a case of it's to add that sort of realism is what we do. This is the other thing I've got to be really careful about. So I tell you what to put on, because on the ATR, all the switches go on that way, but in the 77, all the switches go on that way. So if I'm telling you to switch something on, just be really careful that I'm not telling you to switch it off by accident, because there have been plenty of times. I'm just going to give it a bit more speed. Because I forgot how long this little bit of this. We're doing fine, we've got loads of time. What I'm going to try and do is
doing it from the iPad then?
Yeah, that's it. Just whenever I'm doing anything like that, because I can actually change, like, we can make it a night time.
That's smart.
But we'll keep it a lovely summer's day just now. Night time is really handy. See if you're flying in like New York or something, you want to see where the runway is. It's only got the runway.
Easier for seeing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it. Although in Inverness it's got like really nice high intensity lights stick on, it doesn't have that in real life. Absolutely doesn't have that in real life. No. It's like kind of good, It's the only thing that's not accurate is you can see the lights like this.
Never landed in Whitby Airport, no?
I have, but never at never at night. Actually. No, nothing bigger than that. A 4-seater actually when I was at Highland Aviation and instructor. I've never actually done it for Logan Air. Certainly, because it used to be the Edinburgh based guys who did it, so they would do Edinburgh, Wick, and then at some point they were actually changing an aircraft for Aberdeen and then coming back and moving it all. I was always just missing it, I was just lucky. It's just lucky. Wick's lovely and all that, but
it's not shit.
The best thing about it is leaving it.
I hope you're watching.
I didn't say that. You're going to get me in trouble here, Mark.
Don't bother it.
But I used to like.
We're from Thursday.
Oh, right, okay. The only thing I know about Wick that's interesting is it's still the world's smallest street or something like that. It's That's the thing you're shouting about. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Clinton be the birthplace of the Beatles. I don't care. You know, just
St. Mackay's Hotel, I think, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can zoom in now, go to the left. That's it. And what you can see now is this is our approach. It's programmed in. So just have to go round here and then round and come in and land. So it should be a left turn all the way out to right to come in on 281 and establish all.
Coming on this purple one?
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, I say what's going to happen is
Yeah.
when we start setting up the aircraft, when we get ready, then once we're basically pointing down the runway, we need to disconnect the autopilot because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, right.
And that's what
Roger.
Now the autopilot disconnect is actually on your control column, so it's on the left hand side,
Alright, yeah.
and you just double click the trigger once to disconnect the autopilot and once to silence the alarm. If you forget the alarm, don't worry, I'll do it on my side. Yeah, the aircraft's doing lovely. We'll keep going. Yeah, this is a weird bit because you're like, well, we need to be doing something.
Yeah.
Your setup. We'll need to get the speed back and we'll need to start dropping gear and flaps because otherwise it's a loud, scrapey landing. Again, it's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
We want the splash glub glub one on the other side.
Cost of water.
This is the weird thing is Chris did all the flight plan routes probably this morning or last night. So I didn't actually check to make sure that we did have enough stopping distance to actually.
Yeah.
Now, do you hear these excuses and how I'm getting them in nice and early? So, not sure it's not a one-air and we're not landing on
If I mess it up, I'll blame you.
Absolutely. I said, so we all need to get our excuses.
Good job of setting it all up, eh?
Oh, he's done fantastic. As much as I really want to continue sliding him off.
You a pilot as well?
No, just I was going to say a master sim builder, but yeah, just that sort of real proper level of enthusiasm that gets you able to do things. I want to claim this because I can't do it because I've got the 2 millions, you know, I've not had time to do anything like that.
Yeah.
2 under 4s and lockdowns and not be. It's been fine from my waistline though, because they've been at home, so they're eating all the chocolates and crisps. Because after the first one, you were buying all the things bulk and well, you never know, we might run out of Kit Kats.
I know.
So I used to be spelt before this.
Same.
He says trying to make sure that the top button does just ping off his shirt because he's not got a new one. No way. Yeah, that's great. So we're expecting now, just coming to the top, we're going to see a left-hand turn onto 139. So again, if you take the heading back, so 139 should do. You can see the beautiful reflection of the sun reflecting in the waves in the water. That's it.
I like he's talking about me. I can hear it on the live stream.
It's all good, man.
It's for the Twitch watchers, you know, when we're streaming.
I was just checking the live stream. It's like talking over me. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, we've just got to see how big the landing strip is.
Yeah. Well, I haven't checked either. It's alright.
Good luck, everybody. That's it. First live stream, first crash.
Brilliant.
Landing underwater.
Oh, we'll go away.
That's it. We'll get the water skis out on.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if you start bringing the speed back, you can head towards 175. Yes. Speed of yes.
177.
175. Do this nice slow approach. That's it again. The aircraft's just going to start bringing it right. We can zoom this in just so we can, just so you can see exactly what's happening. So you'll remember about 15 minutes ago. Oh, drag required. Of course it is. We're wanting 1,600. That's what we've got set. So it's coming down. And it's shouted at us, it's told us we need drag, because if we're slowing down we need to get the flaps down. So I'll get you just to take the flaps down the first stage.
What one you want?
Yep, just into there.
What?
Just into the tent. Flaps in transit. And still, you know, it's going to ask for drag.
Yeah.
Bring the speed brake on as well. That's it. Speed brake on. It'll trim like sod. It'll trim like buggery. Sorry. Technical terms as always.
Yeah.
I've been really good because I'm on a live stream.
Ah, yeah. Just turned it off.
That's it.
Once this goes down, we'll knock it off autopilot then.
I know we'll start the turn round to the left because we want to keep doing this. We also want to make sure we can get the next stage flaps. So if you just bring them to flaps 5. That's it. Always point through to the 10. You can't actually see it. It's actually a wee sort of machine's triangle going in that way.
Yeah.
Just to sort of compact. That's the lever. And yeah, the aircraft's starting to turn now. Speed's coming back nicely. Bottle throttle's handling it. And speed when I come back all the way down to 155. So you take that left to 155. We're using the turn to slow us down. And then I need to gently bring the landing gear lever up and then down. That's it. 3 weeks, always good. It's actually, they're duplicated up here, so if the lights fail, you don't automatically shoot right landing gear's not working, you go down and blow the explosive bolts because it might should be a light indication, so you make sure that you're actually doing what you think it's doing. Okay, and the next thing you can do is we can come back now to what was our record speed? It was 135. And we can take flaps 30. That's it, down, under, and selected. That's going to give us a warning because the speed brake's extended. So all I need to do is I need to push the speed brake away. Because now the flaps are effectively doing the drive for us.
Yeah.
Landing flap gives us fly slower, safer. And as we come round to the left, you can see the runway.
Yeah.
What runway, Neil? I didn't see no runway.
No, I don't actually see it.
As you look round to the left, you can see the runway.
That's better, aye.
What do you think? At night or during the day?
Take it during the day, make it harder, eh?
Aye. No, man after man hour. It's suddenly disappeared again.
Yeah.
Now you do have a very slight bit of parallax, which means you're looking that way to the nose of the aircraft,
Yeah.
and I'm looking that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to try and keep it in the middle, and may give you quite a lot of left or right just to sort of adjust that. But don't worry, I'll be fine. Look at that, just in case you were still wondering it wasn't going to work. There's the screen speed coming back. It's almost like you forget about it until you go, oh yeah, it's doing what it's meant.
Yeah, it's good work.
Cool. So when we're pointing down the runway now, what you'll be able to see directly ahead of us on the left hand side on the path is the precision approach path indicators. 2 reds, 2 white lights.
Yeah.
Means we're spot on the glide path.
Keep them in the middle.
Keep them in the middle, keep the 2 reds, 2 whites, and the aircraft will fly down absolutely beautifully.
Perfect.
We're all prepared for landing, we're pointing down the runway. What was the thing I was going to ask? What was the thing I asked you to do? That's it, lights are on. Right. Ready, Maverick?
Yeah.
That's it. So when you're ready, when
Couple
you
of barrel rolls before we land, eh?
we'll see what we get up to. So when you're ready, just
Double tap that.
double tap that.
Yes.
That's it.
And then alarm.
And then that's it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that head and wing all the way around to 281 just to give a rough idea of where you want to come out. So you come back round to the left slightly. That's it. And I'm also going to turn this up to 3,000 feet. So in the worst case scenario, the automatics are going to tell you if we make it until the next one, fly and then climb up.
Yeah.
You're not though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. It's absolutely brilliant. Still start to wander off to the right, so we need to come round to the left slightly. That's it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to knock off the flight directors. add a bit of power to help.
Yeah.
So it's doing all the hard work for you. Perfect. There's that white light come back, so we're not going to land short. You can start lowering the nose down. That's it. Lovely. Okay, you can start lowering the nose again.
Too high.
That's it.
Too high.
She's going to tell you. That's enough. That's enough. Whoa, let it catch up. That's it. Oh, no, don't come up though. Need to go down to the ground. So it looks hard, but that's the thing we're landing
Yeah.
on. Well done. A little bit right. That's it. Right to land.
Too high. Too high.
500.
Okay, start raising that nose up. Raise that nose.
300.
Well done. That's it. Hold it there. Good man.
100.
Good man. Right. And that's it. Keep it level. That's it. Keep those wings level. Raise that nose down. Raise, raise, raise. Push forward. Push forward.
7,000.
That's great. Wonderland.
And reverse thrust. Whoa. There goes the panic brake. And then gentle braking.
80 knots.
Loads of space. Look at that.
A couple of bounces, but we got her.
Not bad for our first attempt. At least you're getting the fanfare.
That's good.
Cool. So there you go.
Last year,
It's not bad. All my nose get broken, so that's fine. It's very light.
You can fix it. You built this, so you can go fix it now.
That's it. Ready? Watch your bunny hop. Boink. There's the bunny hop. And I fixed it. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's good setup, isn't it?
That's really good.
Isn't it how sensitive it is? Because that little one actually, that was really sensitive.
Yeah, that's.
I started off like that, and then you'd be like, so then he's like, just use your fingers.
Yeah, it's just the inertia that you've got with this aircraft.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of thrust to tend towards it.
Yeah. That's good, eh? Sound.
Excellent. So we'll go make sure we're safe to it.